in November 2014, just a few weeks after having their first child, Irish-born Karen Edwards and her fiancé Sean Bays rented out their London home, loaded up their backpacks and took off to the other side of the world with their 10-week-old in tow.
They spent the next 10 months travelling across the world, visiting Singapore, Australia and Malaysia, to name just a few of the countries they went to. Joining us now to tell us about their amazing travels are Karen, Sean and their gorgeous little girl Esme. But first, let's take a look at some of their adventures. There we go. What amazing family memories you've created, guys. I have to say, we've been asking our viewers all morning would they consider doing this, and most people are saying they wish they had done something like this. So how did you guys decide, you know what, we'll pack everything up and we'll take our little 10-week baby off with us? Was that always the plan, or how did it come about, Karen?
I don't think it was necessarily always the plan. We were actually in New Zealand at the time on a holiday when we found out we were having Esme, who was a bit of a surprise for us. And we had some travel plans for the future, and we just thought, well, we don't want to completely give up on them, so we decided we'd just incorporate her into us.
What did people say to you when you said that? When you said to Mammy and Daddy and friends, we're going to go off travelling with our 10-week-old, did people go, you're mad, it's crazy, or did they think, great idea?
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people thought it was a bit crazy, especially the grandparents, because they were obviously just a little bit more worried than anything else. But having been there ourselves, like, we kind of knew what to expect from these countries. Whereas, say, our parents, they haven't been to Asia, so they were probably like just out of not knowing.
Because she was teeny tiny. You were only 10 weeks, Esme, when you went off.
Had you ever done anything like this before? I mean, were you backpackers?
Yeah, we were.
Okay,
we were
right.
both backpackers. We've both done quite extensive travelling together.
Yeah, we've done lots of travelling.
So you were pretty confident then about travelling and how it all works? And
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
we were pretty confident.
And how did you feel, Daddy, with the new mummy and the new baby? Were you like, oh, I'm not sure about this? Or were you like, yeah, bring it on?
Well, after the initial shock of finding out...
you were going to be a daddy?
Yeah, exactly. And that set in. And then thinking about backpacking, yeah, it took a little bit to get used to, but it was great. Yeah, it was fun.
Logistically, how does it work when you've got a little 10-week-old? Because hostels aren't really conducive to little babies. So, like, was she a good baby? Was she crying at night? Were other backpackers hating you? How did it work?
Yeah, we were a little bit more choosy with the type of accommodation that we're
You
staying
didn't
in.
exactly look like you were slumming it, no, I have to say. I had visions of kind of, you know...
villas with pools.
Yeah. No, we stayed in, I would say, middle-of-the-road type places. They weren't really expensive, lush places, but they were kind of just affordable. Still kind of budget places, but just not like slumming it in the hostel with Esme.
But you can't have met many other people with babies her age.
We met one family.
You met one?
Yeah, they were just travelling around just Malaysia. They had just got married and their baby was actually the same age as Esme, and they were backpacking around Malaysia.
Cool.
Now, actually, so you weren't unfamiliar with the whole concept of backpacking. You knew pretty much what was involved, and maybe you had to make a few extra arrangements because of Esme and all the rest of it. But if you're going to take 10 months to a year off to do something like this, money, where does the money come from? You both you had to give up your jobs. I know you're going to rent your home, but I'm assuming that took care of your mortgage.
Yeah.
So how long does it take to save, and what does it actually cost you?
I would say, people have asked me that. I don't really know the actual figure, but I would say sort of around £10,000 sterling, because that's what we earn, so that's what we kind of...
That's to travel and to live?
Yeah, but we were doing some other things. So first of all, I had 2 jobs before I left. I worked really late into my pregnancy, so I had maximum maternity leave. Okay. And we saved quite a bit because we made that decision so early. We had flights booked. We also have like an airline air mile card that we use to do all our spending. So we managed to get some of our flights.
Yeah, you're quite canny travellers as well. You know how to not cut corners, but how to save a lot of money, don't you?
We booked all the major flights while we were both still earning. So that made things a lot easier.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, if he'd actually stayed at home in London, and just gone about your own
It would
business.
have cost you more.
It would have cost you more.
Yeah,
Well,
that's it. Yeah.
That was half the decision, wasn't it, Sean? Because we knew that I'd have to go back to work after 9 months if we were to stay at home because of the cost of our mortgage. So that was a big reason as well.
Now, tell us about the realities of travelling with 10 little week-old baby in tow. I was just asking, each morning, was it, no, you take the baby today? Because that's a bit of a weight to be carrying around and schlepping around. So how did you manage it? How did you divvy it up?
I didn't want to carry the backpack.
Sean's face said, I did what I was told there.
No, we did share the responsibility quite a bit. She's actually more comfortable on carrying than me. Like,
Okay.
I think my shoulders are a bit too big for her, and she's really uncomfortable sitting on my back, and so.
So you
that's
took the
mostly
big,
the
you took the
reason.
big backpack.
Yeah, I take the backpack.
Fully packed.
Yeah.
What was the back? What did the backpack weigh?
Well, we weren't carting that weight around all the time, but it's 28 kg.
She would have been considerably lighter.
Yeah, exactly.
Good woman, clever move.
You know, you think, oh yeah, grand, but if you're walking, and if you're walking, you must have been doing on average miles, kilometres a day. Did you sort of average it out what you were covering?
No idea.
Never really thought
But,
about
I mean,
it,
obviously
really,
we
did
were
we?
quite static, for, like, you know, for a few days at a time. So the backpack wouldn't always be with us. It'd be in the, like, sort of guest
But
house.
on
or
a
wherever
travel
we're
day
staying.
now, you would have been doing what? You would have been doing 10, 15, 20 kilometres comfortably, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Easily.
I guess we would have.
probably
With
would have been,
28k on your back.
Yeah.
We should
I know
give...
you're a big strapping Kiwi and all the rest of it, but still.
Yeah. I actually lost loads of weight while we were backpacking.
I'd say
And then
that
as soon as I came back, I put it all back on, which was really annoying.
Actually,
Well, you
what
look
about
fabulous
diet?
then, you look good now, so I wouldn't worry.
What about diet? And particularly, you know, did you breastfeed, by the way, while you were?
Yeah, breastfeeding. So,
Okay,
like,
so
I mean, that was a big part of the travel health side of it. And
I was just about to say, people have been asking about inoculations and vaccinations.
Yeah.
Did you take that into consideration? Did you go, well, we won't go to this country? Did you stay
Yeah.
away from some countries? You did?
well, no, you can still go to many of the countries. You just need to avoid the malarial areas where it's quite high risk. So we went to the low risk areas. Really careful, like with water and everything. She can't have travel specific vaccinations, but I could.
I was just thinking, yeah, so she couldn't. So were you worried about her picking anything up?
Well, we were very careful, and I'm a nurse, so I kind of knew what I was doing.
Okay.
A lot of her childhood vaccinations would actually cover her for some things as well. But yeah, no, she
Sorry,
can't have.
we must.
travel.
It's a
She's
shame
playing
that you
hide and
can't
seek with
see
the
we're
floor
watching. We
manager,
have
yeah.
two floor managers who are doing a very good job of corralling Esme and making sure she stays within the confines.
We asked before you came on. I mean, how many countries did you go through all told?
Esme's been to 12 countries.
12 countries. And did you have a favourite one?
Vietnam. Yeah, it was so
Why?
nice. The people were just amazing with her. They were so helpful. Like sometimes when, you know, she was finished her dinner, but we wouldn't be necessarily finished. We'd be like, oh, they'll take her around the restaurant, give her a little bounce, play with her loads, and they were just like so nice.
And of course, she's this
lovely.
beautiful little blonde golden child. So would that have been very unusual?
Yeah. She was quite a novelty.
She was a bit of a
They were
celebrity
sort of
baby.
mesmerised by her then. So were
Yeah.
they?
It's a good look, Esme.
Did she know?
I think she did.
Yeah.
She's very good. She's very good with strangers. She's
Good catch,
Do you know what's
Michael.
quite interesting though? When we get on the tube in London, because she used to get so much attention when we were going around Asia, like she wonders why people aren't looking at her or paying her attention when
Oh,
she's
so
saying
she
hello to
chatty
them.
to
She's
people.
like, "Why are you looking at me?"
Do you not know who I am?
Now, the plan is, please God, if God is willing and you have a second little baby, you'd like to go travelling again with number 2.
I would love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be so cool if we could do it again. Yeah.
So for people maybe who are watching...
That's theory, great, practice.
Do you think,
different
because we have
kettle
had
fish.
people saying, I would have done it with 1 but not with 2. Do
Yeah.
you think it would make any difference with 2 or
I'm
it would
sure
just be
it'll
busier?
More challenging, obviously.
Yeah.
The most challenging bit will be Esme and not the other baby, I don't
That's
think.
true, because she's now very mobile, as we can
yeah,
see.
she's more hard work now. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would love to do that. It'd be great.
Yeah, you'd have to carry a bag then, whether you liked it or not.
I have 2 babies, one on the front and one on the back.
There you go. Karen, you have a blog for people, because a lot of people have been kind of inspired by watching you this morning. If people want to read your blog, what is it?
It's called Travel Mad Mum. So we're on Instagram, Facebook, and we've got the website called travelmadmum.com.
Just make a show. Just, yeah, seriously, you've got the cameras like that. Looks like great footage.
It's a
Esme,
great
do you want to
story.
come back in and do a big wave to the cameras and say hello
Come
to
on,
grannies and granddads?
Come on.
Actually,
See that? Turn around, Esme. See there, in front of you.
see the camera.
Turn around, do a big wave. Do a big wave.
Granny's on the other side of that camera.
Do a big wave to granny and granddad. No.
You're lying.
Well,
I
we'll
can't
say hello
see
to grannies
Granny.
and granddads anyway.
She's going to start crying now because she...
Guys, we're very
great
envious.
story, great story.
And come back to us when you go off at number 2.
Definitely.
Thank you so
Karen.
much.
And you know
Thank you,
what?
Sean.
Go and talk to a publisher and say, we're going to do number 2,
Yeah,
and
it's a
maybe
great
you might
book.
end up with a bigger budget than you were.
There's a way to work these things.
And thank you to Peter and Michael for keeping Esme where she should be.
I think Esme's taken a fancy to Pete.
Fair play, lads.
He is lovely.
And she's off.
Okay.